Hello, this is Luminousz. Welcome to the channel. We're going to be talking about tell the narcissist that you no longer comply to their shenanigans. If you would not mind, please like and share this video. At the end of the video, check out the description box below. All of my stars, thank you so much for your subscription. Thank you for motivating me and inspiring me to keep Luminousz active. All of my stars who share their stories, keep sharing your stories. You never know who's going to resonate with what you have gone through. Our community and our family is growing. Luminousz is growing on this 2018 and I'm loving it. So keep sharing your stories. Special shout out to my stars and another kiss. All of you who are visiting for the first time, welcome to Luminousz. Why don't you join the Star family by hitting that subscription button below? We would love to have you join us in making narcissistic abuse awareness more available to the public. And I also want you to know that you never know who's going to resonate with your stories. So all first-time visitors, welcome to Luminousz. Okay, tell the narcissist that you no longer comply to their shenanigans. First point, the adverse effects of narcissistic abuse does not have to be permanent. The choice is yours. The narcissist and the cluster personality is consistent in demonstrating dysfunctional behaviors. Many have come to realize that it is a slim chance to none that the narcissist and or cluster personality will apologize for possessing a predatory nature. Well, a lot of us have come to learn this through trial and error, through personal experience with the narcissist and cluster personality in our own lives, that they rarely, if ever, apologize for anything. So they're certainly not going to apologize for having a predatory nature. Most narcissists and cluster personalities, they don't think they have a problem. They think they're perfect. So if you think they're going to apologize for who or what they are, no, not going to happen. So they don't tend to apologize for anything that they do in other people's lives. In other words, the way that the narcissist may show up in your life, he or she is not going to take responsibility for it. They tend to not apologize for much of anything at all. If they do, it's usually a setup for more source supply. The narcissist and or cluster personality will not apologize for having a predatory nature. It is that very nature that helps him or her to be well supplied. Let's move forward. Yet many hope, plead, beg, and continue to comply to some of the most unreasonable expectations of the narcissist and or cluster B personality in order to get him or her to change. Complying to the narcissist shenanigans will only encourage them to continue to attempt to get others to supply him or her. Actions speak louder than words. As long as the narcissist is successful in manipulating others to supply him or her, yeah, it's going to continue no matter what is said. So when narcissists and cluster B personalities are manipulating people and they're doing it successfully, in other words, they're very good at it. They become pros. They become vets at doing this, right? So they've been doing this for a long time. So no matter what anyone around him or her says, in other words, they can protest all they want. In the mind and in the eyes of the narcissist and cluster B personality, actions do speak louder than words. So whenever we argue, whenever we beg and plead and hope, that they will change, it doesn't happen. This is one of the main reasons why. Because the cluster B personality and the narcissist, they're very good at having a predatory nature and it supplies them very well. So in their eyes, why should they change? So as long as they are successful in manipulating other people to supply him or her, really think about it. They have no incentive. They have no challenge to change. So why should they? I'm not condoning what they do. I'm not condoning the shenanigans. I'm not even condoning the tactics that they use to be well supplied. You just got to look at the fact that the narcissists, yeah, they are well supplied because they are very good at what they do. Because in their mind, yes, actions speak louder than words. This is often why a lot of people have begged and pleaded and they have negotiated trying to get the narcissist to change. It just hasn't worked. Let's move forward. There are choices to be made when dealing with the narcissist and or cluster B personality. One can remain complying to unrealistic expectations, or they can simply walk away. Life influences everyone to learn lessons which promote his or her personal growth. No one ever said that it will always be pleasant. Boy, isn't that the truth. When it comes to life, for most of us, it is very challenging. So when we are in a relationship with a narcissist or cluster B personality, it's not going to be easy. Number one, because he or she doesn't think they have a problem. Their personality disorder is not a problem. They're benefiting, actually, from their disorder. I'm going to repeat what I just said, just so it can sink in, because this is one that woke me up. The narcissist and or cluster B personality, they're not going to change because they are benefiting from their disorder. They're benefiting. Some people come back for second or third helpings of the BS that the narcissist dishes out. Let's face it. Some narcissists and cluster B personalities, they are very good at manipulating certain other individuals to supply him or her. Do I condone it? No. Am I an advocate for that? No. Regardless of all that, though, the bottom line is, the reality is, the narcissist and or cluster B personality, regardless of all of the shenanigans, the tactics for source supply, the manipulations, all these things that he or she does that can absolutely cause some other people some grievances, they still manage to get some people to supply him or her, and they benefit. We don't have to like it. But I think what's going to help a lot of us is to face that reality. So when dealing with the cluster B personality and when dealing with the narcissist, it is going to be a challenge. It's probably going to be one of those life lessons that some of us will learn and some of us will not learn, but some of us will learn. And we will come to find that it was something that promoted our personal growth. My overall message in this particular slide right here is to say that regardless of what the challenges are in our lives, it usually promotes our personal growth. The challenge can come in the form of a person. The challenge can come in the form of a thing. The challenge can come in the form of a place. All right, having said all that, let's move forward. When certain individuals such as narcissists demonstrate such a fixed way of thinking and being, it is very challenging to others. The narcissist does not apologize for possessing a predatory nature, yet many have lined up and continue to line up to attempt to influence the narcissist to do just that. It simply does not work. And it doesn't. A lot of us have found this out through trial and error. A lot of us have attempted to try to get the narcissist to change because we thought, and some of us still think, that our lives will be better if he or she would just change. Again, life is full of opportunities that we are challenged by because it promotes our personal growth. So it's not always going to be pleasant. Life is full of opportunities, whereas we're going to be challenged. Okay, so the narcissist and the cluster B personality, they're not going to change for anyone. Some people have tried and some people are still trying, only to find out that it does not work. So no matter how much we try to negotiate and we try to get the narcissist to see things our way, it just doesn't work. Critical questions. What is it about the narcissist you'd like to see him or her change? So yeah, ask yourself that question. What is it about the narcissist or the cluster B personality that you would like to see them change? Is it their attitude? I think a lot of people will raise their hand to that one. Yeah, their attitude. But what is it? I mean, just overall, what else is there? Is it the way they speak to you? Is it the way that they treat other people? Not just you, but other people? What is it about the narcissist that you would like for them to change? Believe it or not, that's going to open your eyes up to a lot of other things that's going on in the relationship. I've tried this one. I asked myself, what was it about the narcissist? Well, in my case, it was the cluster B personality. What was it about that person that I really, really wanted to see them change? And you know what I found out? I found out there were certain things about myself that I needed to change. There were certain things about myself that I saw needed to change. Some of the things that I saw in that cluster B personality was similar, not exactly the same. It was similar to some of my behavior, because I said a long time ago that I do have narcissistic tendencies. I absolutely do. However, they're healthy. A hardcore narcissist is one that has no interest in growing, nor growing with anyone else, nor do they have any interest in learning how to have better relationships. They're not interested in connecting to others. That's your true hardcore narcissist. Their narcissistic tendencies are not healthy, nor are they balanced. Their narcissistic tendencies are way over the top. So I'm not afraid to say that, yes, I do have narcissistic tendencies that are not over the top. However, as long as you know who you are, that's what counts. So what is it about the narcissist that you would like to see him or her change? Don't be afraid to ponder that. It was a little tough for me at first. Again, I found out that there were certain things about myself that I really wanted to change. And I found that probably it was necessary to change. Again, usually the things that we see in other people, it's there in us. Not all the time, and it's not always exactly the same. However, usually there's some similarities. The things that we don't like in somebody else, it's probably around in our lives too. Second critical question: how would the narcissist changing change your life? So, if they did change, how would that change your life? Third question: do you feel and think that you would perceive and even treat the narcissist differently if he or she chose to change to your standards? So, let's just say one day the narcissist wakes up and they decide to change. But not only that, they behave just like you want them to behave. Imagine that. I mean, from the way that they spoke, to the way that they dealt with life challenges, to the way that they treated you and others. Some of you watching this video right now probably be thinking, wow, that would be heaven sent. That would be great if they would change and behave the way I want them to. But think about what I just said. They change the way you want them to. So how do you feel and think you would perceive the narcissist if they chose to change to your standards? And not only that, do you think you would treat them differently? I think that's the highlightable critical question on this slide. Think about it. If the narcissist began to behave exactly the way you wanted them to, if they started to see things like you do, if they started to just speak and behave to your standards, in other words, they become a carbon copy of you, would you perceive them differently? Would you even like them or love them? Would you treat them differently? I think that's the highlightable question on this slide. I know for me, it was quite profound when I pondered this one. And I can go back about 12 years ago. I pondered this question. And in my case, it was a cluster B personality. When I was journaling one day, that question came to me. If that person really changed to the way that I wanted him or her to, would I still love them? Would I still care for them? How would I perceive them? Would it be differently than I perceived them at that time? That's a very deep question, in my opinion. Some people may look at that question and say, it doesn't relate to me. It doesn't resonate with me. I don't need to look at that question. I don't need to ponder it. Well, I know for me, that question, the third critical question, was very profound. Let's move forward. First tool, discontinue to idealize the narcissist and the quality of the relationship with him or her. That's one thing that I did. Well, I did several things, but this was one of the highlightable tools that I really wanted to share with you today. Discontinue to idealize the narcissist and the quality of the relationship with him or her. I've actually shared this same tool in several of my videos because it was just that eye-opening for me. I took off the rose-colored glasses, and when I did that, I saw things a little bit more clearly. Not only that, it was a game changer. So I stopped idealizing the cluster B personality. In my case, it was a cluster B. This person was not a narcissist. This person was a cluster B personality. So it changed my life in that perspective, whereas I stopped idealizing that person. And I just accepted that they had the personality that they had. And to this day, they still do. So I accepted. Okay? And so I stopped idealizing that person. And I began to look at the relationship for what it really was. And it was a dysfunctional relationship. And it took me a little time to face that. But when I did, again, it was a game changer. So, tool number 1, discontinue to idealize the narcissist and the quality of the relationship. The quality of the relationship is probably poor and dysfunctional because we're dealing with the narcissist and or cluster B personality. Tool number 2, accept that the narcissist, like yourself, has the free will to live as he or she sees fit, regardless of the mistakes that he or she has made in life. This is not condoning or advocating abusive behavior, dysfunctional behavior, or mistreating someone. We all have the free will to make choices in life. He or she has made mistakes. But you know what? So have I. And if you live long enough, you will find that you have too. And I say that with positivity. So accept that the narcissist, like yourself, has the free will to choose and to live their life as they see fit. Are they trashing their life? Are they self-destructive? The narcissist probably is. Here's something I want to share with you all. I hope you don't mind me sharing. I'm going to go ahead and share this. One of the things that I've learned by dealing with the cluster B personality, and I've dealt with plenty of them, even in my career. What I've learned is that no matter how much I protested, at the end of the day, that person continued to choose what they chose, as we all do. We all have the free will to choose. So when I learned to accept that the narcissist, no matter how ugly, no matter how unreasonable, no matter how difficult he or she may have been, I learned to accept that they had the free will to choose to be that. I didn't have to like it. I didn't have to join them. See, that was the sweet part of the deal, is that I didn't have to give them place or space in my life. The exception is children who are subjected to these cluster B personalities and narcissistic personalities in their life. Now, that's another video. I'm speaking of those of us who are adults and who are big enough, okay? We don't have to subject ourselves to this. We don't have to subject ourselves to the shenanigans. We don't have to accept or comply to the shenanigans. We have some free will. Acceptance is very powerful. It really is a game changer. I don't have to like what the cluster B personality and the narcissist has chosen. The sweet part of the deal, again, is that I also have free will to choose. So I can tell the narcissist that I'm no longer going to comply to the shenanigans. It's my choice. Tool number 3, focus upon your own life, priorities, and healing process. Thrive forward with a purpose. Now, tool number 3 is pretty self-explanatory. From personal experience, I can tell you it's a game changer as well. When I began to focus on my own priorities, when I began to focus on my own healing process, overall, my own life, it became a little bit easier for me to thrive forward with a purpose. That was a game changer for me. Was it easy? No. I've had some very dark moments, especially when I first went no contact. However, looking back on it now and reflecting on it now, I don't regret the choice I made. Life, again, is not always easy. It just isn't. So today, tonight, wherever you may be, especially my stars, I really want to encourage you to take a very good look at your situation. Take a very good look at that cluster B personality and that narcissist and how you're relating to him or her and how they're relating to you. Take a very good look at it. Try to place your ego and your emotions aside on this one. Ego and emotions serve a purpose. But on this one, if you want to tell the narcissist and cluster B personality that you no longer comply to the shenanigans, well, you're probably going to have to look at some things. This is what I did. So try to put that ego and those emotions in check and take a real good look at how is that relationship with him or her. How is that relationship going? Do you really, really like it? Are there some things that you would like to see changed? Not only that, is the narcissist willing to partner with you to face conflicts and challenges and issues in the relationship? From my personal experience, when that question, the answer is a no, it's time to make some choices for yourself. That's from my personal experience. Because I had pondered that. I had pondered those things. It was like, well, this person, well, they don't see it as I do. So you know what? It's time to go ahead and make some choices for myself. So focus upon your own life, priorities, and healing process. Now that word priorities, for those of you who have children, that's a big one, in my opinion. Because when you focus on your life and you have responsibilities of raising little ones, well, that word priorities really should be jumping out at you. Okay, so focus on your own life, priorities, and healing process. Thrive forward with a purpose. The narcissist and or cluster B personality, they can care less about what your priorities are. They can care less about your purpose. They can care less about your overall well-being. And believe it or not, even if you have children together, they can care less because they see the children as source supply, just like they see you as source supply. The narcissist and the cluster B personality have a predatory nature, meaning their false self-image comes first. That's who they're loyal to. At the end of the day, they have to have that supply by any means necessary. I'm Luminousz Star. Thank you for joining me today or tonight, wherever you may be. I wish you the very best. Stay tuned for more videos.